What's going on, everyone? This is Michael Stewart Isaacs,
And this is Shemekka Ebony.
and this is your next edition of Sunday
Sunday
Stacks.
Stacks.
And not just any edition, this is
Ooh,
episode number 30. Yes, yes, in season two
thank
of
you.
Sunday Stacks here on the Alive Podcast Network. And
That's
oh man,
awesome.
we are always glad to be alive. We're doing it, aren't we? Hey,
Hmm.
we own it. We committed to this process. And it's been nothing but blessings on this journey just to continue week for week to talk to you all about how your life is stacking up and making sure that you get the insights that you need here from Sunday Stack. So we are so grateful to have you tuning in once again. We are grateful to our new listeners. Thank you. Thank yourself. 30 episodes here on this podcast network has been a blessing. And we're just so grateful to continue to give you the gems on how to improve your family, your community, and your company.
Company.
Yes, yes, yes. So as always, Shemekka, I mean, we like to talk to our audience. Let's tell them how things have been stacking. What you think?
Absolutely. This week has been stacking pretty rapidly in preparing for the holidays, thinking about how I've been focusing on fast tracking 2025. So we'll get into that a little bit, talking about some things to prepare for. I've been meeting with some of my clients, and with many of them, we've been centering still, doing a lot of teaching around helping them develop a stronger consistency plan through the storms and doing a lot of planning. For some community engagement things coming up in 2025, and that's what gets me ahead is stacking ahead. So I'm already starting December 1 will be the happy new year for me and
Yes.
putting into practice how we can manifest what we are declaring and putting it into practice. So we're not doing resolutions, we're becoming something different and better than we were before.
I love that.
Stacking for you.
Well, I mean, it's always stacking with the fam. We are grateful. And yes, this is that season where we're getting prepared for the Thanksgiving holiday. And I have my wonderful mother who I had the honor to pick up this week from the airport. So, yes, getting the relatives into town a little early, giving her time to spend with the grandbabies. And, she just loves her role. She doesn't call herself a grandma, she's a nana. So she's out here enjoying the children. So it's been stacking well, just having my family
Hmm.
come together. I
It's a
love when the
blessing,
kids get an
yes.
opportunity to have their grandparents pour into them and really get some of that wisdom and knowledge. So it's nothing like it out there. So, I just love the family. That's always the center of my heart is my family, and just seeing them know one another is so important to me. So,
Oh, yes,
yeah.
I love your mom too. I absolutely love her. She's amazing, a wonderful, exemplary example of grace and strength. I've been able to walk with her and experience and witness her, hear from her wisdom, and visit her home country in her community. So that was very meaningful and powerful. So anytime I get an opportunity to be around her, it's such a blessing.
Yes, yes. My mother, the lovely Diamond of Sierra Leone is her nickname. I call her. My mother's, she's just been an amazing human being, just a great person, a role model. Just taught me so much over the years and really guided me. A lot of people will say who they look up to in life and name like Michael Jordans and all these different types of people. My mother's always who was my number one role model. I just loved her creativity. I always say she had the best right brain, left brain cognitive ability, where she was always able to just, be really, really good with math and financing and all different. She was accountant. I mean, she's done so many amazing things. And then also at the same time, be very creative and, able to sew and design and draw and just loved art and just so many things my mother's just done. So, I
That was your
definitely.
first entrepreneurial
Oh man, she
teacher,
was teaching me. She just, I mean, she was my lifestyle teacher. She put the royalty truly in my spirit.
huh?
So I'm grateful to my mother, and I'm grateful that she spends a little time with my sons, the brilliant bunch. Shout out to Max and
Yes.
Chi as they always entertain us all. So I know they're going to be soaking up new wisdom, new concepts, and energy just being around
Yeah,
the
they got
family.
that breakfast.
Oh yeah, they love the food that they
That
nana create.
sourdough bread.
Oh my goodness, my mother, she prepares these
Avocados.
amazing breakfasts. I mean, and she just does it and whips it up so easily and, just just an amazing treat to bestow. My mother is just time and energy. So shout out to Mom Dukes, as we say up in New York. But definitely, much love and grateful to have family around the holidays. So, also, how's it been stacking? I just been talking about, just thinking about you talking about fast track in 2025, something I've been really focused on this year. We've been really focused on our intellectual properties. We
Mhm.
focus on building family, community, and company. And, sometimes we talk about so many different things in business. People talk about stock markets, people talk about real estate, maybe just owning a business in general. But sometimes we really don't really take the time to talk about intellectual properties and really taking your ideas and your creativity, owning it, and then understanding how to build value in that and leverage it for a greater opportunity. So we're fortunate to be the I Am Brilliant. We're a production company really out here just really building and growing. So
Mhm.
this week has been a great week of just stacking more information and really taking in information about how to make sure our brand goes to the next level. So y'all stay tuned. A lot's coming from I Am Brilliant. We've just been really tooling ourselves up to really give you all what you've been asking for, a better way to engage with us, the content we bring to you Sunday Stack. So definitely, we're out here making great content. Again,
Don't
this
forget that I Am Brilliant merch you can grab.
oh Shemekka.
Yes,
Oh,
we
do
we
should
are
we tell them what happened? Come on, let them know. Let's
yes.
brag a little bit,
Since
a
we're
little bit.
stacking, let's talk about how the I Am Brilliant teas are fresh out the press in the NASDAQ Entrepreneurs Holiday Guide.
Yes,
Shopping, you can
yes.
go online, look on our
Yes.
social
Say
media,
say
tap
who it again? Who she
in.
say again? She said NASDAQ.
NASDAQ
Yes, we are in the
Entrepreneur
NASDAQ
Center.
Entrepreneurial Center's holiday guide. Not to steal your thunder, but I need you to put that sauce on it if you're gonna tell the people about this thing here, because
Yes,
yeah.
I'm grateful to have an opportunity to have our I Am Brilliant teas featured there. We have our standard I Am Brilliant tea on there, and if you look further down before you check out, it'll tell you some other hot items that people have been tapping in, and you can find the goose egg hiding in plain sight because if you click on that, where you can get the bundle, all four of our new shirts that we've launched, you can get that for $100. That's a the retail 160. You can get it through that way, thanks to the partnership with NASDAQ Entrepreneur Center. Definitely, you go that way. Go ahead and get you that $100 bundle and get you some gifts to gift yourself or gift your family. Take some family photos. Let the holiday photos be in these this year, because it's all about positivity and affirmation around here.
That's lovely, lovely, lovely. So we definitely want to make sure you check it out. Yes, we are grateful to the NASDAQ Entrepreneurial Center for the partnership. Check it out. We're a part of their holiday gift guide, and we're very grateful. Yes, the merch is here. I am brilliant. So that's what we're doing. We're just focused on making sure that we're finding opportunities to continue to let you all know that we want to connect with you. We want you to be a part of
Mhm.
this movement. Listen to Sunday Stacks. That's how you stay tuned to everything that we're doing with the I Am Brilliant movement, any travels we're doing. Right now, we're kind of getting ready to kind of wrap up this particular year with our focus on 2025 and really making sure that not only is it fast tracked, but it's positioned well. So many people were worried from a political standpoint of someone having a plan that they've worked on for many, many years
Mhm.
that they called, X 2025. We already know what it's called. I don't need to bring giving no more life. But here we focus on how we fast track our own vision for 2025, how we make sure we stay with our FCC model here at Sunday Stacks. That's family, community, and company. If you focus on that simple model, you'll really be able to put a plan together that really serves your needs and makes you understand why we work so hard in our companies to bring income
Mhm.
to our families. So therefore we can continue to grow
That's
and
so
help our
good.
community be supported. So yes,
Yes.
yes, yes. So as we look to transition, we love to always continue to build off of what we talk about from our weeks of stacking up. We want you all to tell us how it's been stacking for you. If you can, if you're here on YouTube, definitely get into the comments. Let us know how
Yes.
your week has been stacking up. Also, to the Live Podcast Network, please feel free to connect. comment. Make sure that you continue to subscribe. It is definitely something that will continue to support a phenomenal network, bringing informational content, infotainment, whatever you need to call it, to make you realize this is what you need to tantalize your ears. We're podcasters, we're growing in this space, but Sunday Stacks has been a gem to the community for over 10 years, and we're grateful to continue to serve. We're looking forward to continue to grow and build, and we're just grateful just to be here week for week. So thank you all for being with us and rocking with us. Episode 30 is about to just get started. And this time we're going to really talk about the topic we have because sometimes, we like to joke a little bit, but, each of our main topics, we call it Sunday school. And we've been having some live topics over the last few
Mhm.
weeks, y'all. If you have not been listening, go back, listen to the
Hashtag
collection,
replay.
replay, go back to some of these, lessons because I'm a ram. If you know what I mean, that means really a master. And we're teaching this week. And we want to, as we looking to see people preparing for the holiday season and really looking to wrap up, I always talk about a system I call entrepaganda, which is basically helping people understand how you focus on the different things and habits and so forth and structures that we have within our business community. And in our particular season right now, this is our endorsement season of sorts in terms of people kind of wrapping up their year, making deals and agreements with people that they want to do business with for next year. And so now people are getting ready to be with their families, their loved ones. And we really have to really kind of reflect. This is the time of the year when people start to reflect on what they actually accomplished for the year. And the one thing I kept hearing over and over and over again when I was checking in with people, because that's what I do as a business leader. When you're really about your community, you always check in on people, you communicate with those that you want to be a part of your community. And so I always keep hearing people say the same line. And I wanted to address this today in Sunday school. I've been hearing a lot of people say this one phrase, Shemekka, and I've called it cliche, call it what you want. But all I've been hearing people say is life be lifing. Life be lifing. I have heard that statement more than any other statement this last year than any other statement. And I'm just trying to see from this cliche or just the sentiment what may really be going on in people's lives. I've had a unique year myself too. But, checking in with you in the audience, please jump in the comments. But has this been a life's be lifing year for you? We just trying to see what 2024 has been. Shemeka, you got any thoughts on this life's been lifing phenomenon we've been having?
Yes, it is the most condensed version of the translation of my life is so jacked up, hyper on some things that I am feeling stuck, that there are no words to fully explain the chaos that I'm experiencing either environmentally or internally or in my dreams, that I am just here and present. That's the translation. That is the all-encompassing definition of where people are finding themselves. I say that lightheartedly, knowing that there's also a heaviness that is in this season of what life be life in has translated into. There's brokenness, there's disappointment, there's been transition of loved ones, there's been job loss, there's been an upset in what you thought was political comfort. All of those things would fall under the categories of life be life in. And this is why it kind of centers back to why you should have a consistency plan for whenever life tries to life, you becoming steadfast and unmovable um, is what it really means to stay centered in God and eyes focused on God. When I keep hearing the song "Staying in Your Will," being steadfast and unmovable. Um, because that's the covering and protection no matter how much life is life in. And I don't say that just as a cliche because I've lived it. I've survived some things. I am surviving things and I am thriving in things. So uh, while I'm getting naked took me out of just saying life be life. And I'm gonna tell you, like, this hurt right here and this is how it got here. In my nakedness, I'm gonna tell you what's going on. So, but everyone just isn't in a place in life where they can feel comfortable doing that. And so, the best way to say I'm going through something is to say life be life. And what is it for
I
you?
mean, I'm at a place in life where I'm okay being by myself sometimes. And I think that space in itself helps me to have a reflection and really kind of meditate first with oneself. Sometimes I have to get right with myself before I even try to get right with God. So I find myself going through my pros and my cons and thinking about the things that I do in the light and in the dark and thinking about all the ways that life be lifing, right? And really making sure that you're the great moral person that you want to be. So therefore you don't feel like there's any karmatic effects because of some bad
Mhm.
choices, or you think you've done so much good that nothing bad should ever happen to you. It's like that's the falsity that we kind of live in with this life's been life and life be life and whatever is lifing for you. We want you to come out of that state. We want you to
Mhm.
come into this state of brilliance. We want you to understand that you have the power to, choose what in life you want around you, what environments, what energy, what places you want to earn from. You might have to do a little research. You might have to step outside of comfort zones. But if life is life in it like that, move yourself around, put yourself in new environments, find yourself in a place of gratitude, going somewhere else that may be better or may be worse. And you go back to where you started from to be more appreciative. When life is coming at you, find new ways to mix it up and find new ways to really support yourself in ways that really expand your thinking, expand your perspective, expand your point of view. Because one thing I promise you from traveling and being around different places, there's different energy everywhere. I always say, it's like bees, right? Different bees
Mhm.
or the ants or the wasps. Like you'll find your proper hive that you need to be a part of, your proper anthill you need to be a part of, like whatever it may be. Just understand that in when life is life, and then that means you might be out of sight of your nature. And so, yes, get right with yourself, get into nature, but then also find God, find that external voice, that heavenly voice that still, I believe, is inside of you. But you got to realize that I can't just tell you that when life be life. So, yes, yes.
I love that. It made me think about I've been feeling, hurt. I've been feeling the pain, right? And it's like sometimes we may feel hurt, but yet there's too much good going on for us to be sad about it.
Mhm.
Like I found myself that way, like in such a place of gratitude, like I can't be I'm hurt. Yes, I feel the hurts, inactive. But then when I look back over my life, when I reflect on where I am now, the miracle signs and wonders that I can't be sad. I can't cry. Like I cannot. Okay, yes, something is happening, but I won't be so idolatrous that I will question or second guess what God allowed. And accepting what God has allowed means that we don't question. We sit in it, we process it, we have our moment. We can all have that, but this made me think life be life and can make you get stuck and make you get stuck in depression or stuck in the anger. Sometimes hurt manifests in anger because anger is the cover up for the hurt.
Mm, say that again. Oh, that's strong. And it's funny, I realize that sometimes we're trying to prevent things from happening, thus sometimes causing problems. And I believe in a living God that truly doesn't make mistakes, that truly
Mhm.
makes things happen in this life, that sometimes is meant to mold us. And sometimes it
Mhm.
may take people and loved ones from us because it's God's to control in the first place. And for us to believe that any of the people that we love in life is ours till eternity or whatever we may believe, we have to understand that we can't use these as excuse to not treat life with the respect that it deserves, not treat this world and one another with the respect that we deserve to give one another. And so I implore all of you all, understand when we're out here thinking that we're trying to stop bad things from happening, sometimes we may be preventing the real molding that is necessary to help people grow. And sometimes
Mhm.
we're causing greater problems, delaying people and delaying situations from playing themselves out and trusting that God, even in when it looks bad, even when someone's life
Yes.
may be taken, we don't know the good that may come out of situations. And even myself, I've been through some real life, guys. I've been through real death. As they say, what's the new phrase people are saying now?
Unalive.
Unalive. So for those, as I'm learning to be more sensitive to these new terms. When you're unalive, that means that breath that the world right now, when we take that air and we're breathing it in and we take it in, take those deep breaths, y'all. Take those deep breaths. We meditate. But that life, if somebody covered your mouth and removed that breath from you, you could be unalive. But what first happens is you lose consciousness. And thus the air we're breathing in it all. It is the God that we look for, the light force. So when life is lifing, know that God is always in it at all times. So
Hmm.
it's up to you to manifest the true vision of your life that you want. And we've given some suggestions.
Yeah, and I would, in this case of life be life in the spirit of family, community, and company. Don't let December 31st slip up on you and you don't have your BOI filed done by the end of the year. There's a $500 fine on the other side of that date if you don't file and you have a registered LLC.
That's what's up. So, on that note, I hope you all enjoyed today's Sunday school. Please leave some comments. Let us know what you thought, how life has been lifing for you, some of the strategies that you use to stay focused. And as we always talk about, how it works for your family, your community, your company. And with that, we are about to transition to the part of your favorite, my favorite segment we call the Whiz of the Week. Yes, the Whiz of the Week. This week's Whiz of the Week is here, and we have some topics to go through. Yes, this week we had Matt Gaetz withdraws as Trump's general attorney nominee. We have Donald Trump hush money sentencing postponed indefinitely. And Sean P. Diddy, he remains in jail as judge considers another bail bond. So much going on, always a distraction. How do we make sure that we stay on track for our 2025 and not get caught up in these wizards, Shemekka?
Pray. Like, stay focused. There's going to be a lot of distractions, a lot of commercialized distractions, a lot of these things that pull your attention and drain your energy. You know, these programs reprogram how we think and feel about other human beings that we are all called to love, care about, and be in service with. So I would say, don't get caught up in the distractions. And when you don't know what to do, what wisdom, pause, whatever you're doing, and recenter, meditate, hear from God and get that direction to reset. And, for these people that keep making repeats on the Wisdom of the Week, pray that they are praying and transforming their lives in some way. But keep your peace and keep your mind because you hold something greater, more strong and local to your own ecosystems and family and community and company that's connected directly to you, that you stand in right standing and don't get distracted by things that may come in a wolf in sheep's clothing, in what growth and success looks like for your business, or for your company. So be mindful of that. Let this be a cautionary tale. What you see happening in the public eye is what can happen to anyone at any time.
So when I look at all these different whizzes and just the way the world is set up, sometimes have to truly ask myself, America, do we just really love to celebrate what's considered the bad guy? Because it's a unique thing that we like brash, bullshit. We claim we want to be all these ideal things, but then we get caught up in these foolish headlines of people such as a Matt Gaetz even having an opportunity to be up for attorney general with no experience. And we keep talking about DEI and saying people are unqualified. I mean, they're already going after the airlines to make sure there's no DEI hires as if people of color who are
Oh
flying
God.
airplanes aren't truly capable. I mean, it's just all this foolishness that goes on that, they must have saw one too many Denzel movies or something that has them thinking that all of them are doing. You remember what was that movie Denzel did? He was like he was a pilot, but he was taking drugs. It's like they saw that movie. It's like, this is
Something.
what they're all
No,
doing. No,
no,
that's
that
the
was
other
the other.
movie. Yeah, right. But I mean, like, I'm truly trying to understand what is going on with the world out here. And I mean,
Listen, listen.
Hey,
We got our wisdom from Mom Evelyn when she said that it's very clear that people aren't realizing how it directly impacts them, and when they lose their nannies and they lose their child care workers and they lose their field workers, they lose their domestic workers, they're gonna see. Uh, But they're gonna have to do these things,
See,
so the
and
same.
they're not going to do it. That's the thing. They're not going to do it. They're going to realize really quick that, hey, we've talked some talk, but it doesn't make sense for what we actually need.
These
And
essential jobs are
these,
held
I
by
mean, you know what it is. And I think that's the thing we have to really just sober people up. Like, I know y'all getting a little too hoity-toity. I watch some of these. I'm a true independent, and I watch all sides of the spectrum in terms of their rhetoric and the things they put out there. And one thing I realize is like it's just a bunch of bullying. And it's like a lot of people get
Mhm.
behind these mics, these podcasting, radio hosting mics. And I'm not calling anyone out, but I'm calling you out. And I'm saying real clearly, like it's just like it's really sad to get behind a mic, talk rhetoric that gets other people so hyped up when you have the power of the voice to really give people a greater sense of self that we can all really program ourselves at a level of making sure that we make this country the best country ever and make sure that we're leaders to other countries that they truly can build a great nation and build supplies and resources. But greed has gotten in front of all of us. And instead of getting our system truly done right, we're sitting here fighting, trying to still divide up scarce resources, telling everyone there's a future and robots and all that. You saw there was a thing with Kim Kardashian advertising with a robot, a Tesla robot. So one of them new Tesla bots that look like
Mhm.
the I Robot movie and stuff. So, so they're using social media now to try to blend this kind of revolution of technology. And but what's going to end up happening is it's just going to be a few wealthy places and cities, just like you see in the movies. We have those wealthy, where the rich people live in the island floating in the air, and then all the poor people are down in the slums and just taking the little scraps and living. And we already treat the world like that, unfortunately. But I hope for a better and brighter day that greater things can happen as we improve the moral values. And that's what Sunday Stacks is here to do, is just give you a different thought leader's perspective on ways that you
Mhm.
can improve oneself and go into your family, your community, and company. And we implore people to do self care, meditate. It gives you a different perspective and allows for you to open up your mind from some of the closed minded nature that some of us hold based on the way we came up instead of embracing the way the world is, where there's space for all of us. And we really want to do new things here. So, that's me. I'm gonna get off my soapbox for a minute, but I was feeling it and I had to share it with you all because it's real. We definitely have to
Mhm.
improve the stakes of where we're taking this country and the rhetoric that we're using.
I love it. And when we have this moment to be more intentional in how we prepare. This goes back to the fast tracking. Like these are practices of fast tracking is to stay focused and not get so distracted with an emotional pull with these wizards that we are kind of showing you in plain sight, So take that opportunity for whatever you will plan. If you're not, first of all, if you're not planning for 2025 right now, just take a moment to jot down some notes. Set some goals for first quarter in 2025. That's going to help you fast track. If you really on it and you want it to be a lifestyle shift, and you would want to be planning quarters at a time and staying ahead. Always staying ahead. Don't allow your business to be reactionary to what's happening. You see what could potentially be coming down the pipeline. What's going to be the consistency plan that works for you? Thinking about the what ifs of your business. If you haven't had those moments to vision cast and kind of secure the parameters of safety around your supply chain, you want to do that and be mindful of that. So those are some other tips that brings us back to where we started with how we're fast tracking to 2025.
I love it. I love it. You all, yeah, Shemekka said. Like I said. So we're really grateful to you all for always tuning in. We're grateful. I hope you enjoyed episode 30 of Sunday Stacks. We're going to continue to just grow this platform. We're going to continue to do our Sunday Stacks live, where we're actually going to get out into the community and really kind of touch bases. So we're going to come to college campuses. We're going to come all across the country to different events. Invite us out. If you're a listener of Sunday Stacks, feel free to invite us out to your event so we can put you on our calendar for 2025. We are grateful for all of you out there. Thank you to Alive. I mean, you wanna tell them how they can stay connected with us up there?
Yes, please make sure you have tapped in, downloaded the Alive Podcast Network app, and make sure you support us by following and subscribing to Sunday Stacks on the Live Podcast app. Catch our last episodes. This is episode number 30, y'all. So that means there's plenty for you to catch up on. Put it on your next drive and commute. catch up, still comment. I don't care if it was from 3, 4, 14 weeks ago. If there's something you want to say from an episode, please don't hesitate to tap in. We're ready to engage in all from season one and season two to continue to build and grow our family, community, and companies together. You definitely want to tap in on sundaystacks.com as well as tapping into our Instagram, Sunday Stacks Podcast. We are growing that. So definitely come visit us and join us there as well as Sunday Stacks on YouTube.
Yes, and we will do a better job of clipping some of this up so you can get some of this wisdom. I know it's a lot to digest, a 30 plus minute podcast, but we're grateful for you staying here with us and tuning in. We want you to always know that we are here to serve you and really give you empowerment. So thank you. I'm a motivational speaker, Shemekka. She's a leadership coach. So we're here for inspirational speaking opportunities, keynotes, anything you have out there. So if you're putting your calendars together, definitely consider us if you like some of what you hear here on Sunday Stack. So, as always, we wrap each episode. We like to remind you that I
I
am
am
brilliant
brilliant,
and
and you
you
are
are too.
too.
Thank you again for tuning in to Sunday Stacks. We appreciate you. We'll see you next week. Peace.